Sally is a new home health aide. She is determined to make sure that her hours and activities are recorded properly, using one of 4 methods offered. Method 1. Clocking in using a telephone. She goes to Mrs. Jones, her first patient. She knows that clocking in using the phone is the best and preferred method for letting the agency know she has begun her hours for that day. As soon as she arrives, Sally asks to use the phone. She calls the designated number that is linked to the agency's system. This lets us know that she has arrived and that the client is in safe hands. Once her shift has ended, she calls back using the same number. She presses the correct prompts to indicate that she is clocking out and enters the codes for the tasks performed. Sally leaves Mrs. Jones and goes to Mrs. Smith. Mrs. Smith, however, does not have a phone that Sally can use to clock in. If the patient is not allowing her to use the phone, she knows to report that to the agency immediately. Method 2. Clocking in using the HHA Exchange app. In this case, the next best option is to use the HHA Exchange mobile app. This app allows home health aides to accurately report their hours and record their activity with clients. To set up the app, Sally searches for the HHA Exchange app from the App Store or Google Play to download it. After following the prompts for registration and logging in, she sees the home page. From there, Sally can clock in and out of visits. From there, she can also keep track of her schedule for up to 2 weeks. To clock in, she goes to the tab and taps Clock In, following the prompts. Successful clock in will be green. When the visit is over, she taps Clock Out, following the prompts. Sally can have a more detailed look at the app by viewing the user guide from the Help menu or by emailing support@hhaexchange.com. Method 3. Clocking in using an FOB. If neither of those options work, Sally can use the FOB option to clock in and out. The FOB is a device that can be installed in the home of the patient. Each device has an ID number that is linked to the patient in the agency's system. Upon arrival, Sally calls her agency's HHA Exchange phone number from any phone. She enters the appropriate numbers, including the assignment ID, the 6-digit device code, and the 8-digit password. Upon completion of her visit, Sally clocks out, this time also including the codes for any duties performed during her patient visit. Method 4. Clocking in using a timesheet. The fourth option of using a timesheet is least ideal and should only be used in an emergency situation, since the New York state government requires that aides use a telephonic clock-in system. Sally fills out every section of the timesheet completely with the correct times and dates. Both she and the client must sign it. Sally cannot use whiteout or scribbling to erase a mistake. She knows that she must bring in her timesheet by Tuesday in order for it to be processed on time.